Hey guys, this is Hal for HES Ultimage. For personal channeled messages, go to hesultimage.com, and for DLC energy bracelets. These come in 8 different colors and 3 different variations of metal colors. So there's gold tone, black tone, and silver tone. They're really great, super comfortable, so check them out. Other than that, make sure that you check out the free mini monthly reading contest. Just go to my channel, search for the free mini monthly contest video, and then just leave a comment and you could win it, alright? Okay, that said, let's get to your message. Hey Libras, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your channeled forecast for the month of February 2016. Hey guys. Alright, so getting into your forecast here. First off, I got that the clock is ticking, and the emphasis was on is. So it's like you're going to be very aware of time this month, but at the end of the day, you're the one feeling the pressure more than anybody else, and it's not really constructive for you to be feeling it, okay? At the end of the day, this month's going to be more about taking steps back and kind of getting out of the box a little bit. So let's just keep going on with this first part, and then I'll get into that, okay? So right now in February, there's going to be a lot of self-imposed pressure because of time. It might be that you want to get certain deadlines accomplished, that are more on a personal goal basis, or things that can't happen as quickly as you want them to, as much as you feel the pressure of things looming. Okay. I'm just going to start giving examples here. Sometimes people put in applications for work, for obtaining certain jobs or interviews. Sometimes people apply for certain things through the government, like certain supports or grants or other things like that. All of these things are the types of things you would feel the pressure of time kind of breathing on you, but at the end of the day don't have much control over. That's the kind of thing. Applications for housing or apartments, if you're a renter, that is. Applications for mortgages and things like that. I feel like all of these things that you would be applying towards or applying your effort towards that are out of your control as far as literal timing is concerned, these are the energies of the things that you're wanting to put your effort into that ultimately are out of your hands, okay? So it's like once your own hand is finished with all you can do, there's only so much more you can really achieve in that situation, okay? And I might give you a few more examples in this too, but let's keep going. All right. I got, to better the situation, turn it around. Oh, and this is the other thing I got. Something is interfering with your ability to stay focused. This will change. Okay, so just for a few other examples about that time being a pressure, it might even be that you feel like you need to get ahead on certain things, whether that's life path, career, or romance. This is an alternate, explanation of how the energy can pan out for other Libras this month. If you feel pressured as far as to perform on certain levels, whether that's, okay, if it's the romance example, you would be, okay, maybe wanting to move a relationship forward faster than it wants to. Like when I think about people who are going, oh my God, when am I going to get engaged? Oh my God, when am I going to get married? Other things like that. Oh my God, when am I going to have a boyfriend? That sort of thing. Right now, any kind of situations with that, something's interfering with your ability to focus, and it will shift. It will get better, but right now things are like buzzing around in your head, or people are passing in and out of your life right now that are causing you to lack any kind of focus towards what you're really going for anyhow, and also creating this energy of confusion and being overwhelmed by the idea that time is of the essence for some reason. In reality, time really isn't this month for Libras. You're just gonna think it is. Shifting that again, in the area of if it were career that was bothering you, would be like, when am I gonna get my promotion? When am I gonna get my raise? When am I gonna hear from this client? That kind of stuff. When am I gonna get more clients in if you're a freelancer? Again, there's going to be a lot buzzing around that makes you feel like you just hear the clock ticking and ticking, and you're the only one who really hears it, okay? So again, it's going to feel a little bit overwhelming right now because you feel like time is of the essence, time is slipping away, so to speak, and it's not. In reality, it's not, but this is the energy you're carrying into February, okay? So again, it's important for you to remember that in reality, you're the only one who's having this perception right now, unless you're calling in like a Capricorn friend, because Capricorns are suffering right now in February too, with the idea of things not moving fast enough. Okay, so if there's somebody you really need to talk to, that might be a good one. All right, but somebody who's going to be like feeling similar feelings in a different kind of way, but still. All right, next one. Playing around or having a little more freedom this month will lighten things up for you and lift that kind of feeling of burden that time is placing upon you, or your perception of time, really. All right. So, I literally got that way things that aren't moving forward or are frankly out of your control can be surrendered this month. Okay. Now, I know people hate the word surrender. This month it was just appropriate because you have to let go of this stuff just for this month to surrender your control over it, because again, you have no more control over however much you're doing. All right. And again, when I want to get into that interference thing a little more, because I feel like this is an important element of the month, because I literally got something or someone is interfering with your ability to stay focused. So I don't know if this is something that's like ratcheting up that feeling of of time pressure. So I'll keep giving a few more examples to you so you can see how this is going to wind up playing out in different ways. If it's that love and relationships angle again, it might be that one of your friends gets engaged and you go, "Oh my God, why aren't I engaged yet?" Or one of your friends meets somebody new and you're like, "Oh, I'm still single. What's wrong with me?" And again, there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with the timeline, you know? Because I always say, we're all on this timeline and it's all working out exactly the way it needs to in its own timing and in its own way to make us exactly who we're meant to be. But, as a society, we have these set expectations and they're not really realistic when we think about everybody's life isn't that one size fits all. Again, with the career example here, if somebody else gets their promotion, and then you go, why haven't I gotten a promotion? Why haven't I gotten a raise? You know, these external influences are going to be kind of heating up your questioning, really, and your your perception of the situation. And again, it's going to be making you feel like, oh my God, am I wasting time? Oh my God, am I slower in development than other people with my life? And in reality, no, that's not the case because everybody's life moves at a different pace, all right? And again, to focus on the, like, really the important central lesson here for the month, your ability to experience a little more freedom and relief is what's most important, all right? And I had to give you the other stuff first because you can recognize your own thought patterns, behavior, and the influences around you that are making you feel certain ways. Once you kind of get to that point, then you can kind of go, okay, life is moving exactly as fast as it needs to. I need to step back. I need to breathe. I need to understand that I can't influence everything and how fast things happen. Again, if this goes back to the applications, um, different things like that, whether it's housing, grants, funds, loans, etc., all of that stuff, that's really, again, something that, time might feel pressuring about, but at the end of the day, once you set that out, then you can't really, get into the office where they're processing and process it for them. At a certain point, you have to just get your hands off of it and go, okay, things are going to wind up the way they have to. All right, and you can't rush that process. You can't rush that result is really what it's about. Okay, but really moving on into that other side of things so I can bring you home on this. That idea of a little more freedom to go, okay, time is the way it has to be, and I'm just gonna let go this month, let myself focus on some other things, let myself just, give myself a break, I would say. And as a person with a lot of Capricorn energy, I know that can be difficult sometimes. I know you guys are Libras and it might be a little easier for you to relax. For people like me, it's not, okay? So if some of you have some really, aggressive energy in your chart, like more cardinal, more type A energy in your chart, or have a more type A personality and you're under the sign of Libra and you're going, ah, oh, no way, I'm not slowing down. I'm not taking a breath of fresh air. You kind of have to this month. All right. And I've learned time and time again, when I get this kind of message and I've taken the advice on it, it's made life a lot easier. Okay. Again, it's not to say that you can't manifest things later, but in February, it's going to be way easier and better for you to just step back, breathe, have some fun, have some, some leisure, have a little bit of like, okay, empty mind space. So that also means not to obsess over what you're trying to, okay, not to obsess over what you think is closing in on you with time. Sorry, one more example, because I know this is another one that tends to get at people. Um, if you want to have children and your friends are having children or just got pregnant, remember too, this is all perfect in timing for yourself and not to rush that process either, okay? Again, no life is one size fits all. But I literally got like things like play, so also if you just want to kind of cut back and do an activity that's fun in February, that'll take your mind off things a little bit. Again, the most important thing is that you don't sweat the small stuff, because in reality, this is small. We think that we're under this pressure cooker of timing, but all of our timing, meaning my timing, the way my life is working out, is perfect the way it is, even if it's not happening the way I want it to. All right, and the same goes for every human being on this planet. And every animal too, but the animals don't tend to really think about time a whole lot. But everything that's happening to us and that we're going through is exactly the way it's supposed to be happening, okay? So take that pressure off to this month by saying, okay, I'm gonna allow myself some freedom, allow myself a little, a little bit of an intermission, if you will, to step back, breathe, take things a little bit less, I wouldn't say less seriously, just a little less intensely. Because again, time is happening exactly as fast or slow as it's supposed to, and I can live with that. All right? So that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.